G'day and welcome to another video with Better Pics. Hope this finds everyone well. Today we're going to do a very quick video on white balance and color adjustments within Lightroom. So the demonstration that I'm going to show you is purely through the white balance settings, so temperature and tint. There's a few options in there that we can highlight to help you with the process of adjusting your color, but we just want to look at some of the tools that are available and make this one super quick, short and easy. Alright, so if we go into Lightroom, you can see I have an image here in the develop module, and it was photographed at sunrise down at the beach on the east coast of Australia, not very far from where I live. And you can see that the image is quite warm, as you would expect on a sunny day at sunrise. And the reason I wanted to demonstrate this image is based around the tools that are available and the effects that they can have, and just some considerations. So at the moment we've got the white balance as shot, so the temperature was 5,500 degrees Kelvin and the tint was +8. And you can see you've got this lovely warm colour available for this image, which is what we would expect to see at this time of day on with the sun shining. So first thing I want to do is just demonstrate the temperature slider. So if we slide that slider to the right, you can see the image gets warmer, and if we slide it to the left, we can see the image gets cooler. Now, this is where we want to discuss and really highlight the difference between what you're trying to do creatively versus the algorithmic approach of correct color temperature for an image. Now, you can see with the slider, we've got every option available to slide left or right to either warm up or cool down that image, and obviously the tint just helps to make adjustments as well between more magenta or more cyan, depending on what the image is actually needing. As you can see at +8, it looks pretty good as it is, so I'm not going to make any adjustments to the tint at all, but certainly the temperature, you can see that we can remove that warmth so that it's a more neutral colour, or we can increase it so that it gives a warmer look. Obviously you don't want to overdo it, but there's some options there to consider. Let's just go back to as shot, which again highlights that fairly warm color. Now if you have a look at the white balance selector, the shortcut is W. If I click on that and I click on any part of the image, you can see that the color of most parts of the image are fairly similar in terms of color temperature, just the difference in brightness, obviously with the rocks being the darkest down the bottom here, and then up on the top left hand sky, the sky being the brightest. As I hover that over there, you can see that there's a preview on the left hand side up here of what the image will look like if I click on any of those areas. Now I'm just going to click here, and you can see what that white balance tool has done, has actually corrected, as far as the algorithm knows, it's corrected the color balance issues. Now obviously I don't think there is an issue there, because you have that beautiful warm glow first thing in the morning. However, the white balance selector is trying to adjust the image back to a known value, which is based on neutral grey. Now, when this is really handy is if you're photographing something and you want a completely neutral white balance. For example, if you are photographing a person or product or something in studio where you want a real representation of colours, or of that product or that object or person that you're photographing. Now in this situation, we don't want a real, we want a real representation based on what the scene looked like, not based on a neutral grey sample. So you can see having clicked on that white balance selector, that it's actually adjusted the temperature back to 3,450 Kelvin and the tint to +13. So in this case, using the white balance selector doesn't render the results that I was after. So I'm going to again go back to as shot, and we've got this beautiful warmth that we would expect first thing in the morning. I will be publishing a video to show a studio scenario in how selecting that white balance can be really beneficial. But you can see in this case, it actually hasn't been beneficial, because it's removed all of that beautiful warmth and morning glow that we would expect to see at sunrise. So Keep in mind you have the white balance selector there, but also you can manually adjust the white balance as well using temperature and tint. Also keep in mind that with this drop down box, which I've referred to a couple of times just to bring it back to as shot, you've got auto. Again, it's attempting to remove that warmth. Daylight, which is what it was shot at. Cloudy, a little bit more intense in the warmth there. Shade, yep. And tungsten, it will remove, yep, as expected, because tungsten would be the same, roughly the same color temperature as the sun at that time of day. You can see it's reduced the Kelvin value of the temperature quite a bit. Fluorescent, flash, very similar to daylight, and custom. Custom is whatever you want it to be. In fact, if you have it as shot and then as soon as you start moving that temperature and tint around, it reverts to custom. So there's some defaults there that you can go to just to test out the results you're going to get, to see if they put you in a place that's close to what you're trying to achieve. But keep in mind that the automatic tools don't always give you the results that you want, or maybe they do. They're a good way to start sometimes, just to see what results you're going to achieve. Hope that's been helpful. Some tools there with the white balance selector and adjustments within Lightroom. Keep in mind that you do always have manual control, and the most important thing is to go for the results that you're looking for creatively. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.